So we head into the new season with a new group in the Champions League, and we've got PSG, Shakhtar and Gent, and it should be easy enough to qualify through this group, but the main goal is to win it, and a big step forward would be to beat PSG today. So let's see how we get on. Hello and welcome back to Curb FM and another episode of the Amsterdam Wonderkids on Football Manager 2020, and today it is time for the first group stage game of the Champions League of the new season, and of course this is the first episode of this season, so we've got a few transfers that I need to be showing you. And firstly though, I completely forgot to show you who I sold in January. So before we get into what happened this summer, I just want to show you a couple of outs from last season. So we sold Quincy Promes for 12 million to Swansea, and since we don't really use the inside forward formation anymore, he wasn't really needed. Also, after signing Brandt and Palacios, we didn't really need Razvan Marin, so we sold him for 20 million to raise some more funds. And it's a bit of a shame because he was a bit of a legend early on in the series, but he just didn't really play last season. He only played 6 games, only 4 starts, and there just wasn't room for him. We had Van der Beek, we had Gravenbach starting ahead of him. We also had Palacios coming in January, so yeah, it just made sense. We got a decent fee for him in the end. Also, we sold Lissandro Magalan, who was someone sitting in the B team. He's actually 27 years old. He never got a game and never will, so we've got a bit of money for him as well to add to the pot. We also loaned out Brian Broby. He went to AZ, who are in Eredivise, and he started 19 games for them and got 11 goals. So some good development for him. He's gone back out on loan this season, which we'll cover in a second. Also, we loaned out David Neres for a fee of 325k per month. So we raised a decent bit there through him. And we loaned out Fitzjim and Karen Wero as well. But yeah, let's get into this season and let's see what we did. So starting with the outs then, we've loaned out some of our players. Some are youth, a couple of them were in the first team. So the ones that were in the first team are Edson Alvarez, who's gone to America, which is a Mexican team. And he's gone there for $250,000 a month. So a decent bit of money coming in there. And we'll get about 2 million over the course of the season. Someone else that's gone out on loan that was in the first team is Kenneth Taylor. He's gone to Genk, and he's been pushed out of the squad because of a couple of signings that we've made, which I'll go through in a second. Brian Broby, who we covered before, has gone to Basel on loan for first team football, and a few others have gone out as well. Hansen, Unavar, Fitzjim, Pinas as well. So they're all getting first team football, which is good. We've also sold some youth players. The names are here. A couple of them are regens, so you won't be familiar with them, but we've raised a decent little bit there, around 2 million on about 4 young players. We also sold Dennis Johnson for 1.3 million, Victor Jensen for 3, Hansen Bande for 5, and Per Schurz for 5 as well. So that's quite good business, since they were never going to really make the first team in the end. Jeshroy Williams has left for 10.75 million to Genk. David Neres has been sold for 23 million to Burnley, and Kasper Dolberg has gone to Yifang in China for 24 million. So we've recouped the bulk of the money that we bought him for, and I think we overpaid for him anyway. So I'm pleased to have got some money back for him. We bought him for 27.5 with add-ons. It was going to be 35 million, and now we don't have to worry about the add-ons. And we basically spent a couple of million for him for 6 months, and yeah, he's gone to China. And David Neres, it was someone I didn't really want to sell, but he's never going to really make it into the first team anymore because of the formation we use. So we got a decent bit of money for him, 23 million. And the fact that he's gone to Burnley really shows that he's not quite going to live up to the potential he possibly had at the start of the season. They are predicted 19th in the Premier League. And yeah, good luck to him, but I don't think he's ever going to be as good as Ziyech. So yeah, in total we raised 79 million euros and we've spent 146 million euros. So let's run through them one by one then. And firstly, we've got Martin Odegaard, who's come from Real Madrid on loan, and he's going to be a good option for the attacking midfield and potentially someone that we look at signing permanently in the future, but I'm not quite sure on that just yet. We are paying half of his wages at 49,500 euros a month, but other than that, it's not costing us anything, so why not bring him in? And next up we have Eddie Salcedo, who's going to be the replacement for Kasper Dolberg. We signed him from Inter Milan, and he's really, really good, and he's already improving. He's only 19 years old, and he's got all the potential in the world. Yeah, he's coming in as an option to really play in the league and come off the bench in the Champions League when we need him. And hopefully he develops into a good player. And we only cost 1.6 million euros. So to sell David Neres for 23 million and then bring in someone like this who's actually going to be able to fit into the formation for such a little fee, it made sense business-wise. Next up is the replacement for Jetro Williams. We replaced him with a 20-year-old winger, and his name is Alphonso Davies, and he's a Canadian. He will be playing in the wing-back role. He's not quite there in terms of being able to play the position, but I think he's going to be able to develop into the role perfectly. He does need to improve his defensive stats, but going forward, he's solid as a backup for Tagliafico, and I think he can learn the position pretty well and be successful there. And Davies cost 10 million, and I think his value is going to go up quite a lot. So if worst comes to worst, we can just sell him for profit. So it's all right. And next up, this is one I'm really excited about, and his name is Karam Winger, and he's come in from Rennes, and he cost us 32 million. And this guy is only 18 years old, and look at him already. He's unbelievably good, and he's going to develop into one of the best midfielders in the world, I think. And he's perfect for this squad. And yeah, someone to really develop into the future, and he's going to get even better. He's currently 3 stars, and he's potentially going to be 5. So yeah, watch these stats go up, and he's going to be world class one day. And hopefully we can keep hold of him. And next up, I decided to bring in Julian Brandt on a permanent deal, and I think it makes sense. He should do well, he should develop. We do need to train him into the attacking midfield role a little bit more, but I think he's a good option. So for that position now, we've got Ziyech, Erdegaard on loan, and Julian Brandt. So we're pretty much covered. And one of them can drop into the midfield if we need as well, potentially even play up front. I've been looking at potentially turning Brandt into a striker, and he seems to have the stats for it, so that might be something we look at doing going forward. He is 25 though, so I'm not sure whether he'll be able to pick up another position. But yeah, I think he's going to be a good option going forward, and I think we've got him for a good deal. We got him for 45 million. He's worth now 44.5, but when he was at Dortmund, he was actually worth more than that. So I think it's a good deal. If not, we can just sell him. And this is probably the biggest signing of the season. We've got Davinson Sanchez, who has come back from Tottenham and will be a starting centre-back alongside Pongrasic, and we got him for 57 million. He was transfer listed, and that was by his request, and he is going to be a big part of this team and a real improvement to the defence. You can see now we've got 2 4-star centre-backs, and I think the defence is going to be solid this season with the addition of Sanchez. Even stronger than it was, because Martinez and Pongrasic were a good partnership, and we've still got Martinez, so he's going to be playing more in the league, but we are paying him quite a lot, over 135,000 a week, but he's totally worth it, and someone Ajax had in the past, and he did really well, enough to get him a move to the Premier League with one of the top teams. So yeah, it's good to see him back, and still only aged 25. I think it's a great signing. So let's get into the PSG game anyway, and this is the team that we're going to be starting with. And other than potentially Doumbia, who is suspended for this game, this is our best team, I think. I would prefer to be playing Camavinga at box to box, and that's going to be his main role, and he's going to be bombing back and forth, trying to win the ball high up and dropping deep to win the ball as well, using that marking and tackling. And that would allow us to have Doumbia in the defensive midfield, who is also solid. That's normally going to be the way we play, but today we're going to have to play Van der Beek in the box to box and Palacios on the advanced playmaker role. Behind them we've got Tagliafico and Dest on the wing back roles. In centre back we're going with Pongrasic and Sanchez. In goal is Faranes, and up top the front three of Ziyech, Haaland and Edouard. And we do have better options for strikers on the bench. We've got Salcedo to come on if he needs to, and potentially starting alongside Haaland once he's developed. But anyway, let's get into the game itself, and let's try and pick up the 3 points as we start this Champions League campaign. And PSG have a great squad here. They've got Pogba in their team now, and with Neymar on the wings as well, it's going to be tough. So you would have noticed that we're going to stick with our main formation with the wing backs a little bit further forward. I feel like if we do drop them back a little bit, it sort of invites pressure onto us. So I just want to play our game today and see how we do. And we went a little bit more defensive against Chelsea last season when we got knocked out, and I'm not sure it was the best thing to do because we ended up losing anyway, so we may as well just go for it and, as I say, play what we know, and hopefully we can win a few games against the bigger teams and try and get a little bit further than the first knockout round of the Champions League. And it's almost a goal there for PSV, and they've scored, and it's Icardi. I'm not sure what happened there. The keeper probably should have got that. Jesus shoots, it's hit the post. Feyenoord should have picked that up there, but he's fumbled it out to Icardi. Big mistake. And just as I was saying, hopefully we can get a few wins with this formation, we've conceded. But let's keep going. It's still only 7 minutes in, and all to play for. I'm excited to see this new defensive partnership of Pongrasic and Sanchez. I think they're going to do well this season, even though they have just conceded. But Eduard's through, and he's through on goal, and he scored. And it's a good goal there from Eduard. Took that well. 4th goal of the season already. Good goal, really. Ziyech over the top. Eduard finds his way through on goal, one-on-one with the keeper, and he's put it past him. Good finish there. AZ are top of the league, and they've won every single game so far. We've won 4, drew 1, and lost 1, and they've won 6. So I don't think that's going to last, though. And I do think they're going to end up losing some games eventually, and it should be easy enough to catch them, especially with our team. We're by far the best team in the league now, especially with the improvements over the last few transfer windows. And yeah, I can't see us really bottling the league. So as I said at the end of last season, we're just going to be showing the Champions League games unless we get to the cup final, and we'll show that. We won the Shield, or the Schal, Johan Cruyff Schal, again, so that's the 3rd season in a row that we've won that. So that's good signs going forward, and hopefully the first of many trophies this season as Eduard finds his 2nd goal of the game, and good assist there from Serginho Dest, and Eduard's 5th goal of the season now, and good start for him this season. And potentially the patch has helped him out a little bit, because in the last one he couldn't really score one-on-ones, and he scored 2 today. So SI have fixed that bug, it seems, and we're hopefully going to see some more one-on-one goals, and there's been 2 today already, and Eduard threw on goal, onside by Miles, and he's put a good finish in, and we're now 2-1 up. So it seems to be paying off, playing our style, and yeah, long may it continue. Hopefully we can stay in front. We're not going to change too much just yet, because I feel like we're playing well, and there's no real need. We do have most of the possession as well. I've slowed things down just a little bit with the team instructions. I slowed the tempo down, and I made it short passing as well. So I think that's going to help us a little bit in the terms of possession. And yeah, it seems to be working so far. It worked well in pre-season, where we beat every team but one. I made sure that we went up against teams that we're going to be facing in the Champions League. And yeah, we did well in the pre-season, as I say. But PSG threw on goal, and it's a good shot, but it's a good save by Feyenoord. Now we're on the counter-attack with Eduard on the wing, and he was tackled there. And can he get to the ball? No. And time is ticking down now in the first half. We've only got 8 minutes left, and PSG applying the pressure though. We've won the ball back. Now Haaland, is he going to get the cross? And he's not found anyone, unfortunately, but we have won the ball back through Dest. Now Sanchez to Dest again. Now Van der Beek finds Karen Winger, and we're just passing it around the midfield now. And now Dest on the wing. Can we find a way through? Van der Beek finds Karen Winger. Now we're getting a little bit forward now with Palacios through to Eduard. Can he get his hat-trick? And it's a save by Navas. And good play there from Ajax. Beautiful football to find the gap and thread the pass through. But unfortunately it didn't pay off. But now PSG are on the counter-attack. And Van der Beek's brought him down. And it's just the yellow card. I thought he might have been off there. And I think we're going to make it to half-time without conceding, you know. And hopefully I haven't spoke too soon. Or maybe we're going to find another one with Haaland passing it out to Dest. Can he get an assist? Another one, his 2nd of the game, into Eduard, and it's a good save. Probably should have put that away, but he blasted it into the keeper's hands. Solid half. We're playing our football exactly how we want to be playing it. I think we're going to bring off Van der Beek. He's on a yellow and he's not playing great. He's on a 6.6. So we've got a couple of options. We've got Brandt or Iataren to bring on. If we bring on either of them, we'd have to drop Ziyech into the midfield and put Palacios on box to box. Or we could bring on Martinez and bring Caravinga forward. I think that's what we're going to do, you know. Martinez does play as a defensive midfielder in real life for Ajax, so that's what we're going to do. And I think it will shore us up a little bit more, and that allows us to play Caravinga on box-to-box, which is where I want to play him this season. I think he's going to do a good job bombing up and down, as I say, winning the ball, and hopefully stopping a few chances from the opposition. But other than that, we're just going to leave it as it is. Martinez, who normally plays centre-back for us, should do a solid job there. I'm just going to use a shout. The PSG manager has done the same. So we're just going to praise them. We've done well. And everyone's fired up, it seems. So that's good to see. And time is ticking down. We haven't yet had a highlight, and this is the first one. So hopefully it's not a goal. But Cancelo on cut inside the box, and he's shot, and it's nearly a goal. It's hit the post. Luckily, Feyenoord didn't get his hands on it to fumble it to their attacker. Now we've got PSG looking for another way through. Good signing for them, Pogba. Probably something that could happen in real life if Pogba is still unhappy at Man United. He'll probably go to PSG or Madrid, I would say. And now Icardi's won the ball high up though. Bit of danger here from PSG. And Pogba to Chiesa, outside to Cancelo, and they're just trying to find a way through, and they haven't yet found the cross, and he's brought down in the box by Tagliafico, and it's going to be a penalty, and Icardi to take, and Feyenoord save it, and he has. Come on, making up for that mistake in the first half. Feyenoord with the save from the penalty. It's going well so far, almost too well. I feel like we need to make another change though. Haaland not having the best game of his career, but he can always spring up and grab a goal. I'm tempted to give Salcedo a little bit of a run out, but we do have 2 yellow cards which we need to be wary of. So I think we're just going to leave Haaland on for now. We're not really looking to score a goal. But we're going to bring on Julian Brandt for Palacios, and we're going to drop Ziyech back into the midfield, and we're just going to leave that there. We're just going to tell him we've got faith, and he looked happy, so that's good. I think he's got a lot of potential going forward and could potentially be an option to replace Ziyech. The reason I signed so many attacking midfielders, and it's a goal from Pogba. I'll talk about that in a minute. Good goal there from Paul Pogba, outside the box, first touch, and they've hit us back in the 72nd minute, and back to Sol. Pogba on the first touch, past the keeper. It was a bullet. But anyways, I was saying, Ziyech wants to leave again, so I've signed a couple of attacking midfielders just in case he ends up going in January. So that's why I brought in Erdegaard. We've got Ayataran and Brandt, so we're covered for that, but hopefully he wants to stay like he did last season. He was kicking up a fuss in the window last year, but I've told him he can leave for 95 million and he agreed. So if he does go, then we're going to get a decent chunk of money, and he's not going to complain if I reject any bids beneath that. But if we get 95 million, we can even look to sign somebody else. But we'll see. We might invest it into facilities. Can we find another goal though with Dest on the wing? Finds Edouard. Back to Caravinga, and he shoots and it's blocked. I think it came off the PSG defender. It did, and it's going to be a corner now. And Ziyech to take. Finds the ball in, and it's cleared by PSG. Now Brandt on the edge of the box shoots, and it's saved by Navas. And 2-2, I'll take it. Can we get a winner though? I wouldn't mind. Now Tagliafico on the left-hand side cuts past his man. He does well. Crossed into Caravinga, and he's intercepted by the defender. Now PSG looking to spark the counter, and Icardi's through and he shoots, and it's gone wide. Terrible shot from him, and it looks like it's going to be a draw, which is a good result really. We're away from home. 2 goals in Paris is not bad. If Haaland stepped up his game today, we probably could have won the game. I think we should be able to qualify from this group though. We've got 2 teams that are worse than us, Shakhtar and Gent. So in the next episode, I'm going to be bringing you the Shakhtar and PSG game. We're going to skip the Gent and Shakhtar first legs, or first games of the groups, and we'll see where we're at in the next episode. And we should be, hopefully, a deciding game to see who's going to win the group against PSG. So yeah, I'm going to skip forward a little bit. We're going to try and get through the season a little bit quicker than normal, and hopefully win the Champions League. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this episode, and if you have, make sure you drop a like down below. It helps me out a lot, and make sure you subscribe with notifications turned on so you don't miss another episode. And why not watch one of the videos that you can see on the screen right now. But until next time, peace.